4 slide transitions that will make you go viral, and today I will show you step by step how to make them in After Effects. Let's go! Before we start, make sure you have your clips ready, and my composition size for this edit will be 1080 by 1450 with 60 frames per second. Feel free to copy. Once that's done and we have all of our clips ready, we're gonna start by creating the actual sliding animation itself. And for that, we're gonna use the S_blur_more_curves effect, so go to your effects and presets and search for S_blur_more_curves. And by the way, if you can't find this effect inside your After Effects, make sure to get it for free from the Discord link in the description. Once that's done, just drag it onto the first layer that we want to put the sliding animation on. And now you have to decide which way the sliding animation is supposed to go. In my case, I want the first slide to be happening from the right to the left side of the screen. So this clip is supposed to move to the left side, and then the next one will come in from the opposite side. Nerdy anime editors would call this a horizontal slide. So go to the beginning of the first clip right here, and then set a keyframe for the Shift X. And because this is my first clip and I don't have anything playing in front of it, I'm gonna leave the value at 0. Now press U to bring up the keyframe, then I'm gonna move my time indicator to the end of the first clip, and set a second keyframe for the value -500 at this exact place. As you can see, our clip has now shifted to the left side of the screen, and we get this huge black box. To get rid of the blacks, we're gonna go to the S_blur_more_curves effect and put the warp X from no to reflect. As you can see, it will duplicate our clip, almost similar to a motion tile, and just look a bit smoother. The only problem now is that it's playing really slow, which makes us look like a goofy CapCut editor. And to fix that, select both the keyframes, right click, go to Keyframe Assistant, and then click on Easy Ease. Now open up the graph editor, and inside of here we want to copy a graph that's very fast at the end, so just click onto the value once, and then drag the top handle towards the right, and then the bottom one upwards, just like this. Now you can close the graph editor, and what that will do is, as you can see, make the animation go fast towards the end. And to now make this animation look smooth and match up with the next clip, we also have to animate this clip coming in, because right now this one is fading out, and then the next one is just staying stiff in one place. So select the next clip, and again apply your S_blur_more_curves effect just on top of the clip. And because this time we actually do have something playing in front of this clip, we're gonna go to the beginning again, set a keyframe for the Shift X, and then reverse the value that we put earlier. As you remember, we put -500, so this time we're just gonna put a normal 500 without any minus. That will move the clip into the opposite direction, and again we want to get rid of all the blacks, so we're gonna go to the warp X and put it from no to reflect. Press U to bring up the keyframe, and then because at the end we want it to be back in the center, we're gonna go all the way here and reset the value from 500 down to 0. And like before, we don't want to look like goofy CapCut editors, so we're gonna have to adjust the graph. Select both the keyframes, right click, go to Keyframe Assistant, and click on Easy Ease. Then open up the graph editor, and this time we want it to be very fast at the beginning, so we're gonna select the graph, drag the first handle downwards like this, and then the bottom one extend it to the left again. Now when we play ahead, you can already recognize the sliding motion, but we're not done yet. And before we add all of the detail to this animation, let's create the next one first, which is gonna be upwards. For that, move to the beginning of the next clip right here, and again add the S_blur_more_curves effect to that clip. And now, because the movement isn't supposed to be horizontal but vertical, we're gonna have to put the slide in a different dimension. What that means in Fortnite terms is because now we want the animation to move up. Instead of the Shift X, we're gonna use the Shift Y value, which will move it up or down, as you can see. Like before, create your keyframe at the beginning of the clip, and then put the value up to 500. Press U to bring up the keyframes, and we're gonna go to the end to reset it to 0 and put it in its final position right here. Now, because we used Shift Y to get rid of the blacks, we're gonna also have to warp the Y and not the X value, so make sure you put it to reflect. The graph that you want to use here is the same that we used before, because if you put too much change into the graphs, it's gonna look like it's uneven, and there won't be a very nice unity in your edit. So make sure to select the keyframes, then right click to Easy Ease, open the graph editor, and again we want to start by dragging this top handle downwards, and then the bottom one just towards the left, approximately the same amount that we did before. If you have the Flow plugin, you can also use that, and if you don't, download it from the Discord server. Now when I play ahead the entire edit, you can see the first transition looks very smooth, but the second one looks kinda stiff. And that's because we didn't add a shake out animation like we did in the first clip. As you can see, when the first clip ends, it's already moving towards the direction that the next one is coming in from. And to make these sliding transitions seem smooth, we're gonna have to do the same thing here at this clip as well, so we want it to move upwards before the next one comes in to kind of keep the same motion going. Doing that is pretty simple. Just apply a second S_blur_more_curves effect to the clip before the one that we just created, so right here. And the reason why I like to use multiple S_blur_more_curves effect is so that you can later on save them as a preset and don't have to do them over and over again. Because if you use only one single S_blur_more_curves effect, you will always be bound to the exact settings you put in there. So you cannot combine this slide with a different one. And by adding a second effect, we just have way more flexibility. Go to the beginning of this clip and set a keyframe, this time again for the Shift Y, and leave it at 0. Press U to bring up the keyframes, and don't be confused, there should be two S_blur_more_curves effects. Now just go to the end, and like in the beginning, because the next clip starts with positive 500, we want to put this shake out to negative 500. So instead of 0, set this keyframe to negative 500 so it moves upwards and follows the same motion that the next clip is going to come in. Don't forget to remove the black by putting the warp Y to reflect. Then select the keyframes and easy ease. And inside of the graph editor, we're just going to drag the top handle towards the right and the bottom one upwards so that at the end of our clip, the animation is going to go fast. As you can see, compared to before, this animation now looks way more fluid because it's basically just morphing into each other. So never forget these keyframes. These are called slide out animation. One thing I recommend you when making this animation inside of your edits is that you always follow a certain pattern, which is horizontal, then horizontal, and then vertical, and so on. So you should always have one clip that moves to the left or right, followed by one that moves up or down, or the other way around. In my opinion, that just looks way better. And because the one we just created is moving upwards, the next one again is going to be moving to the right. So start with that next clip and apply the S_blur curves effect. Set a keyframe at the beginning for the Shift X and put the value to negative 500. Go to Warp X and put it to reflect. You already know why. Then press U, go to the end and set your second keyframe at the value number 0. Select both the keyframes and then easy ease. And inside of the graph editor, we want to copy the same graph as before. So just drag this handle upwards and this one towards the left. Same problem as before. It doesn't look fluid at this animation because we didn't add the slide out yet. So to make that, just apply a second S_blur curves effect to the previous clip right here. And this time, because we created a slide that's going to the right, not upwards, we're going to use the Shift X. So go to the beginning of this previous clip, put a keyframe for the Shift X, just leave it at 0, then go to the end and put it up to 500 because that's the opposite of the negative 500 that it starts with here. Once we have those two keyframes, press U and easy ease. And for the graph, just extend the bottom handle towards the right and the top one we're going to slide downwards like this. And here we use the Shift X, so we're also going to put the Warp X to reflect. As you can see, we have one more clip, and because we already added a left, right and upwards slide, the last one we want to add is downwards so that you know all of them. Just go to the beginning of the clip and then add the S_blur curves effect. Set a keyframe for the Shift Y because again we want to move downwards, so we're going to use the Shift Y and then put it to negative 500. Press U to bring up the keyframes, go to the end and then put a second keyframe for 0. Again, easy ease both of them and then open up the graph editor. Like before, we want to drag this bottom handle upwards and then the one on the top we're going to drag slowly to the left like that. Now when we look at it, you can see we have this downward motion. Just don't forget to put the warp Y to reflect. And the last thing that's missing is our slide out so that it looks smooth with this clip. For that, just go back to this clip and again apply a second S_blur curves effect. Go to the beginning of this clip and then set a keyframe for the Shift Y because obviously we're moving downwards. Also put the warp Y to reflect. Then go to the end of your clip where the new one is starting right here and put the second keyframe for Shift Y from 0 up to 500. Press U on your keyboard, then select both of the keyframes, right click, go to keyframe resistant and easy ease. And one final time, make sure you copy this exact graph where you drag the bottom one towards the right and the top one kind of downwards like this. Now when we play ahead, you can see we have the sliding animations done, but they still look like they've been made on goofy ass CapCut. Because the clips are very stiff and we don't have any movement on them. Which will bring us to our second step, which will be adding zooms. And before you start moaning, don't skip this part because we're gonna have to apply different zooms to the ones we would normally use in our edit. Because if you use normal zooms, your slides will look goofy as shit. And to add the zooms, what I like to do, because our sliding animations are now fully done, is just pre-compose all of the clips once. So you wanna select each and every single layer, right click, go to pre-compose, make sure the bottom option is selected and then enable this check mark and press onto OK and make sure you do this for all of the clips. Once that's done, what you will notice is that there's no more effects on top of the layers because they are now inside of the pre-composition. And the reason why we do that is because we already have two S_blur curves effects on our layers. And if we add more, it's gonna get really messy, so I just do it like this. And if anyone tells you to use adjustment layers, make sure you block them because they probably lag man. Anyway, to add the zooms, again, we're gonna apply S_blur curves to our clips and we're gonna start at the beginning of the clip right here, then set a keyframe for the Z distance. The value you put here is dependent on how much zoom you actually want. I always like to go with 0.5, but if you want more, then you can go for more. I just wouldn't go for less because then it will kind of mess up the sliding animations. Press U to bring up the keyframes, then go to the end of your clip and set a second keyframe for the value 1. Make sure it aligns with the end of your clip, then select both the keyframes, right click, go to keyframe assistant and hit easy ease. And because we don't want to look like goofy ass CapCut editors, we're gonna edit the graph. The one you want to use for the zooms is quite different than the one we use for the sliding animations. Click onto the graph and then drag this bottom handle upwards, but not all the way to the left. Keep it a bit diagonal. And then the one in the top we're gonna flip, so we're gonna drag it downwards. Also not all the way to the right, but kind of diagonal like this. Once your graph has this nice S shape, we can close the graph editor. Another thing I want to change about the zooms is instead of having it zoom onto his ass, I want it to be on his face. So I'm going to go to the center X and Y and just put the value on the right side, which is the Y value, kind of upwards until it's on his face. I'm going to put mine to approximately 430, but this is going to be dependent on which clip you use and you might have to adjust that value a bit. Just don't goon. Now it's pretty convenient because we can just recycle this zoom for all of the other clips because it's going to be the same. For that, just make sure you select select the keyframes, and then very important, left click onto the S_blur curves effect and press Ctrl and C to copy. Move your time indicator to the beginning of the next clip and then just press Ctrl and V and it will automatically paste the keyframes as you can see on top of this clip. Repeat this step for all of your clips. Now when you preview, you can see it looks way better, but there's still some work that we have to do. One secret step that no one else will tell you is the following. To make these transitions right here where it's switching between the clip look a bit smoother, I'm gonna add a directional blur. And to do that, I'm gonna go to the top, click on layer, new, and then adjustment layer. And you wanna make sure that you cut this to about 20 frames of length, like this. And then inside of the effects and presets, search for BCC directional blur. Drag it on top of the adjustment layer. Then set a keyframe at the middle where the clips are cutting for the blur amount and put the value from 10 up to 50. Press U to bring up the keyframe, then go to the beginning of the adjustment layer and put the blur amount down to 0. Go to the end and set a second keyframe at the value 0. Then select all the keyframes, right click, go to Keyframe Assistant and Easy Ease. Open the graph editor and the graph here is pretty simple. Just make sure you extend these bottom handles a bit towards the middle like this for both of them. The top ones you want to keep how they are and then you can close the graph editor. What that will do is just add some additional blur and make it look way smoother. And because I have a total of 4 transitions, I'm gonna duplicate this layer 3 times by pressing Ctrl and D 3 times. And then I'm gonna align each of these layers to one cut point. So you can see the next transition will be happening here. So I'm gonna press U to bring up the keyframes and make sure the center keyframe, which is the value 50, aligns with the cut right here. And very important, because this is a vertical transition where it's moving upwards, we're gonna have to change the angle of the blur from 90 to negative 180. Only do this for the up or down transitions though. The rest is gonna stay normal. And now the by far most important part is gonna be adding a good color correction. Because as you can see, adding a color correction will make your edits look immaculate. If you now wanna get my exact color correction I use to make my edits look the best as possible, make sure to check the first link in the description because I'm still currently running a huge opportunity in my shop. To celebrate all the amazing feedback from you guys, you can get an extra 10% on the already ongoing 70% sale by using the code SUMMER10. I also newly dropped my complete text pack where you get all of these amazing animations which you can just use with one click. Don't miss your chance, listen to these people and check out the first link in the description. After applying our amazing color correction, the only thing that's left to do is rendering. And if you want to learn these amazing transitions next, check out the tutorial in the top right corner. If this video helped you, make sure to like and subscribe, it will really make my day. Also let me know in the comments which tutorial you want to see next. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you next time.